it could be an integral member of your staff. And if you think it's, including even select service hotels where you may only have one person working behind the desk.
Sure.
Imagine you get a call at 11 o'clock at night from someone saying, "Can you bring up some towels?"
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, what do you do? Do you lock the door? And the GMs are like, "Yeah, we love it. If you can get my owners to sign off on it, it's great." And so trying to show the owner more ROI analysis.
Yeah.
It's not just a cool, kind of nice to have, but it could be an integral member of your staff. And if you think it's, including even select service hotels where you may only have one person working behind the desk.
Sure.
Imagine you get a call at 11 o'clock at night from someone saying, "Can you bring up some towels?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What do you do? Do you lock the door? A lot of times I travel frequently, and you get to a hotel and no one's there. You're off a long flight. You just want to go to your room. And, I know everyone's kind of moving towards a contactless experience where you can just go right to your room and your phone can open the desk or open the door.
Yeah.
Or, the concern about theft, just safety.
Yeah.
Or now even sort of a post-COVID or COVID world. If you ask a guest, would you rather us send your towels, your food and beverage, or whatever with a human or with the robot? Like, send the robot. So it's interesting. We're in, we expect that this is going to become really big because now there's a massive number of hotels, but we're crossing over from not just select service, but brands from Holiday Inn Express to Westin to Mandarin Oriental are using our robots.
Yeah.
Even the 𝐵oca Raton, which is a sort of $1 billion project owned by Michael Dell, has our robots at the 𝐵oca Raton. So
yeah,
it's really sort of interesting how it's evolving and how hospitality. I mean, the higher end hotels that they tend to have staff. Here's our robot at the Mandarin Oriental.
Yeah.
In Boston, or this is the 𝐵oca Raton where they have butlers on every staff, but they dress the robot like one of them. And you see
Johnny.
they name it, and that's really an interesting part of the whole experience. Is the staff gets involved, the staff buys into it. They name the robot. They have a contest usually to do that. They decide on what kind of skin the robot has in terms of the vibe that they want, and then the experience, what they're getting, not only from a sort of a delivery experience, but what the guests are seeing is really interesting. I'm going to show you this one video from the Astra Hotel in Seattle, which is a really cool sort of boutique hotel in Seattle. They have it's a wonderful staff, but they also they have these robots that are making these deliveries. And here's and the kid following the robot, and look what he's holding. He's holding a little plushy toy that they designed to look just like the robot.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting where they've got 3 or 4 people working the front desk. And it's a higher end hotel, but they're they're doing a lot of that. So
well, your conversations aren't about replacing people as much as it is augmenting people. And the fact is, not everybody's rushing back to their hotel job.
That's exactly right. I thought, I was worried a little bit about unions and this sort of tension where, with union hotels, but feeling as, hey, we're not taking away anyone's job. They're either not, they can't fill it, or they're augmenting it. Like there's have you seen our YouTube video from the Westin Buffalo?
Yes, I watched
that.
Yeah.
So I was just there the other day, and they love it. They've got a big staff, but they're swamped, and they've got they're just trying to deliver the right guest experience. So when I was we're now out. It's not announced yet, so it's sort of embargoed until June 4th when we're announcing this new Relay 2. But I'll show you.
This is Relay 2?
Yeah, so that's the Westin Buffalo. So this robot, twice as big inside. We think this is going to be sort of game changing for us, because what people were saying is, hey, we love the robot. It's really great. I just wish it were bigger.
Oh.
So I could put an Uber Eats bag or more accessories. So now a personal pizza, it's going to be a 10-gallon, 41-liter payload.
Yeah.
The same sleek outside, but the inside's a lot bigger. And we're including accessories like coffee cup holders. So when the robot is moving around, it's in a secure place where it's not spilling, or a drink runs, happy hour drink runs.
Yeah, the GM at the Buffalo in that video was talking about delivery times. We're running like 4 minutes, which
that's right.
How can you get anything done in a hotel in 4 minutes?
45 minutes. You're right. You're waiting for your towels, or you're waiting for anything because they're slammed. So yeah, to be able to integrate that and integrate it in the marketplace. The other thing you're going to start to see is more QR code integration. Mm-hmm. So in these robots, where we just pitched a hotel up in Niagara Falls, and they have a bunch of restaurants, and their goal is to get people using their restaurants on campus. Don't leave the hotel. They've got a multi-million-dollar restaurant business. They get more people in the in their restaurants. So the robots will have QR codes on the side. So could be 20% off your dinner tonight, or free entree, or free dessert. And the person can just scan the QR code, and up will come the special, the coupon, their offer. And so making those really integrated in the marketplace. The other thing for these hoteliers, their marketplace, that's huge gross margin, right? And if you could be selling more Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars, and instead of having someone have to come all the way down to the front lobby in their gym shorts or less, send the robot. And you're making 70% gross margin on that Haagen-Dazs bar, or the White Claw, or whatever super burrito.
Yeah, that little snack shop they always have.
Yes.
The GM or the front desk has got to stop what they're doing. They got to go over there. They got to find the item. They got to, scan it for the room. And it's like, that's a lot.
Huge. Versus, you're right, versus making it more integrated into what they're doing. And so that's a big part of what we're trying to do is integrate. I'm going to show you. This is the GM at a hotel in Washington, D.C. And their robot is called Max, but they've got a poster that's sort of right behind them that's like, meet Max the Bottler. Yeah. And that's another, it's a little hard to see, but you can kind of get the picture. This poster that they have right above the and they integrate that into their whole experience. They've got phones in the rooms that have a little picture of Max.
So how do the guests interact? So they'll just order something and the robot delivers it, but they're not interacting with the robot.
That's right. So no. So what they do is they order something. Hey, can you send up some towels? Great. And then the robot gets to the hotel room, and it calls the hotel room. We integrate, picture's worth 1,000 words. I'm going to show you this video. This is the Luma Times Square. Has a robot, has had it. It looks like this. This is their front lobby. It's called Alina. Mm-hmm. So it's making a delivery. It calls the guest room. You hear the phone ringing.
He calls.
Hear it?
Yeah, so I'm here. So it's not just button up against the door.
No. And once the guest opens the door, it'll open the lid. So now the guest is coming.
So it opens the lid automatically?
once the door opens.
Wow. Wow, look at that. That's great. That's awesome. Got her stuff. Yeah, that's great.
So, and then so where do you think that family is going to stay when they go to New York City again? They're going to ask for the robot, and they get tons of social media postings and stuff like that. But the technology, the robot goes to the room. We integrate with the elevators and the phone systems. If you have doors that we need to open, we can do those digitally. So it's pretty cool to see these robots go through the elevators by themselves. It's secure too. There are other robots with open shelves and restaurant settings and stuff. At this point, we want ours to be very secure. You know, no one's getting into that robot or tampering anything.
Yeah.
So when it gets to the room, it calls the room, says your delivery's here. They open the door. That's when the robot knows to open. And then you can say, do you need anything else? Or you can rate, how's your stay going? And that's what the other thing the GM at Buffalo was saying. They get those analytics back.
Right.
And we're adding more and more capabilities to that in terms of guest experience and stuff. And we're going to be adding more trivia and other things, because one of the biggest features is mingling. So the robot can just mingle in a lobby when it's not making a delivery. You can send it out in mingle mode and go up to you, then it goes out to another person and it'll say, you want to hear a joke, or it can play music.
Yeah. And
what we've seen is, you know, it's a great feature in a lobby. You can deliver waters, or, you know, at check-in time, huge, really busy in check-in time. Or this one hotel has a big coffee run in the morning, and there's a line at their Starbucks in the hotel lobby. It wraps around almost like an airport.
Yep.
So they're going to set these robots ready to go and just, hey, order your lattes. So instead of, hey, honey, can you go down and get us a couple lattes? No, send the robot. And so their robot will be making these deliveries, and people will pay a delivery. You either do it for free, or you'll pay a delivery charge, or you add on top of the coffee to get it. And so that can be a huge value as well to do it. And other things that we think, you know, in housekeeping, they can use the robots to send them up to a housekeeper on a floor with, you know, a bunch of towels and linens and pillows and stuff like that going forward, because the size is just so much bigger than it has been. And so that'll be personal pizzas. That's another thing. It's not big enough to put a big 16-inch pizza on top, you know, and it wouldn't be secure that way. The other thing it can do is it can travel with a guest. So when it gets into an elevator, if you're there and I'm there, it'll kind of shimmy around and sit there without touching anyone.
All right, Michael, this is great. So I want to thank you for joining me.
Great, Jason. All right. See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks.